Hello, I'm Eliza and I've been away for a while, but I'm back to give you some information on fasting, why we would want to fast, what the benefits of fasting are, and how to fast, how I fast, how the experts recommend that we do it. So here goes, fasting. Fasting, why would we want to fast? Fasting has been around for thousands of years, and mostly fasting would have been for religious purposes or as part of spiritual reverence or out of respect or tradition. But it's a lot more popular these days. Generally, people talk a lot about fasting for weight loss, for anti-aging, for boosting your metabolism, for curing type 2 diabetes. So basically, fasting, what it is where you choose to eat less for a certain period of time. And there are different types of fasting. For example, you can do the water-only fast, and people have been doing water-only fast for 30 days or more sometimes. There are also juice fasts where you drink just like pure juice. There's intermittent fasting, which I'm going to be talking about today, which is what I do. And yeah, different types of it. But I just want to give a disclaimer as well, because fasting wouldn't be recommended for certain groups of people. For example, certain health conditions like kidney disease or kidney issues wouldn't be recommended for people to fast. And also for people that have any eating disorders like anorexia nervosa or bulimia, or anyone who has issues with binge eating and that kind of thing. So just to provide you a bit of disclaimer there. Also, if you think you have a health condition that wouldn't go with fasting, then check it out with your GP or your health provider. So why would we want to fast? There are lots of benefits that are claimed. So I'd like to talk a bit about some science as well, because a lot of doctors are coming out and recommending fasting for different reasons. So the benefits, these are proved by science, by the way, as well, which is why I love it, which is why I promote it. I think it's a brilliant thing to do. And so the main benefit would be people want to know about weight loss. Everyone wants to lose weight. And also to boost your metabolism. And doctors are coming out now and talking about it for overweight patients, for their overweight patients. And, we wonder, why would they be looking at fasting? Well, if you look at the traditional way to diet, which would be calorie controlled diet along with increasing movement, increasing exercise. And this doesn't work unless you stay on the diet or stay on the program and make it a lifestyle change to eat less and to exercise more. People put the weight back on when they come off the diet, and sometimes they put more weight back on afterwards as well. And all these different types of yo-yo diets that you can do. So basically, this is because that when you reduce your calories, the metabolism slows down. So you're kind of working against the body then by purely reducing the calories. We want our metabolism to speed up because this helps us to burn more fat, helps us to have a more stable weight. And the reason for that is that the body goes into starvation mode when you reduce the calories below a certain level. And so you're not working along with the body and the body's processes very well. There's a prestigious medical journal, I find it's hard to say that word, called Today. And in this medical journal, they did a study on this diet program. And they did it on people that had type 2 diabetes and were on metformin, the medication for it. And it was a 5-year study, and they measured body mass index. And so basically the people that were in this study, they were doing this traditional way to be on a diet, reduce the calories, increase the exercise. And initially, of course, there was weight loss. The subjects did lose weight. But at best, when they came off the diet, when they stopped to diet, they went back to their original weight before they started the study, before they started the diet. And some put on more weight than they originally had. And this is the diabetes prevention program. So basically, if you don't stay on the diet, it doesn't work. So, and many other programs, you might have heard of The Biggest Loser, and these kind of programs. It's interesting that they never do a reunion program to show how the subjects are doing after a year or 2 years or even 5 years. And it's because people always put the weight back on. Everyone does the yo-yo. It's terrible. And I was listening to one of Dr. Jason Fung, one of his videos on YouTube. He is a doctor, a nephrologist, and he manages diabetes patients. And he basically says how he's sick of using the recommended model and then it not working with his patients. It's very important, you know, for him to have something that works for his patients. And so this model, it gets people to lose the weight, but then they put it all back on. And then when the patients go in to see their doctor afterwards, the doctor blames the patient. Or you're not exercising enough, or you're not reducing your calories enough. You. They blame them, and it's a shame because it's designed to fail. Unless the person stays on the diet, you can't come off. Or if you do, you failed, and then you get told off. So yeah, anyway, one of his videos, Dr. Jason Fung, he's really interesting. And so basically he's helping people to reverse their type 2 diabetes, not type 1, type 2, with fasting. And I was fascinated. and he's not the only doctor that's talking. There are many doctors talking about fasting now. And yeah, so basically the way he phrased it, his exact words were, "The profession I chose is not helping people." And yeah, so for him to say that, you would think that your doctor would know what to do, what to recommend, and actually have an idea of what to do. He said, "Ought to have a beeping idea what to do with your patients." And so he's really passionate about what he does. And this really resonates with me because I don't know if you've watched some of my videos before. I'm really passionate about getting healthy in the natural way. I was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder of 20 years ago and told I could never come off the drugs. And here I am today off the drugs and healthier than I've ever been in my life, which is why I do these videos, to help other people try alternatives. So yeah, I'll put a link at the end of this video to the first of my health journey series if you're interested in learning how I did that. So back to fasting. We have been indoctrinated to believe that we need to eat lots of meals, minimum 3. Most people eat more because all the snacks in between, even little and often also, we've recommended to eat that way. But this can mean many meals a day: breakfast, mid-morning, lunch, mid-afternoon, dinner, evening snack. Basically, we weren't designed to eat that many meals. And that would mean the only time we're not eating is when we're sleeping. So, and then we wonder why we don't sleep very well. The body needs time to repair when it's not bogged down with digesting food. So, yeah, that's just how we work. I mean, for example, the intestinal system. So we've got our bowels, we've got our intestines. When we don't eat, this bowel becomes a huge vacuum that sucks all the toxins and bad stuff out of our bloodstream, and it gets rid of it. But if it's full, it can't do that. It can't do that job of detoxing. So that gets onto the benefits. One of the main benefits is detoxing. It initiates this process called autophagy, which basically means self-eating. You start eating yourself when you fast in a healthy way, because the body then looks in every nook and cranny in your body for any half fully formed cell, a bacteria cell, a virus cell, cancer cells, and it eats them. It basically uses your white blood cells. Some of the white blood cells are macrophages, and they will break down this half-dead tissue and it will recycle it and use it as energy. That's what autophagy is. I didn't learn that from doing my nursing studies at university. I learned about the white blood cells and that some of them do this job, but I don't learn anything about fasting. And fasting initiates this process, which is amazing. Everyone should learn that. But yeah, so basically we have this inbuilt recycling program, and that's a major benefit and this is why when you go for an operation, if anyone's been for an operation, they ask you to fast before you go for your operation, because it gives you a clearer picture, gives the doctor a clearer picture of what's going on in your blood, what's going on with your levels, hormones, everything. Everything is just better for doing an operation or for doing lots of medical tests. You do fasting in the medical field, but only for certain situations. So yeah, second, I won't go on about that too much. Second benefit, it lowers your blood pressure. It also improves your insulin resistance, basically by controlling your blood sugar. Insulin basically is what makes us fat. So when you see someone who has a big round belly, that's high insulin. And when you fast, it has the power to reverse the type 2 diabetes. And as when you fast, the insulin goes down and it stabilizes. Another benefit is that it fights inflammation in your body, as I said already about the cancer cells. Autophagy would initiate the eating up of the cancer cells and anything else to burn as fuel for your body. Another benefit is that it boosts your brain function, and it can prevent degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It also boosts growth hormone. Growth hormone is something that we have as babies and children growing up, and then when we hit our peak age, we dramatically stop producing growth hormone in big amounts. People pay a lot for growth hormone, actually. It can cost thousands and thousands to get a growth hormone injection, because everybody knows, or some people know, that it's anti-aging, a massive anti-ager. And when you fast, it boosts your growth hormone, even as an adult, which is amazing. We can get our natural growth hormone. We don't need to have injections and pay for all that. Also, it basically, so the autophagy, the anti-aging aspect, is amazing, because if we have like a lot of saggy skin, for example, if you've lost a lot of weight, autophagy initiates the breaking down and eating of the half of the saggy skin cells. So it's great as a part of getting rid of dead cells, half dead cells, wrinkly cells, old cells. So yeah, anti-aging is a major benefit. Yeah, we're just basically a mean recycling machine when we fast. And yeah, you might notice that people who do fast regularly and have a lifestyle of incorporating fasting, they look younger and healthier. So yeah, so the doctors I recommend to listen to are Dr. Fung and Dr. Jason Fung and Dr. Berg. And yeah, there's lots of information on those there. They give really, really good advice on how to fast and tips for doing it and why to do it. Brilliant. But how I would recommend to do it, as I've learned from the best, share that with you. Basically, I'd recommend different stages. So you'd have the beginner stage. If you're eating quite unhealthily, if you're eating a lot of processed food, high in fat, sugar, salt, if you are eating a lot of takeaways, drinking lots of fizzy drinks, then basically the first stage is to try and reduce all of that. Find something healthy that you like to eat and explore the world of whole foods. And I say this because I did the 30-day no salt, no sugar diet, and it was hard to start with, but it really reduced my cravings. So to help you to learn to deal with being hungry, which you are in the beginning when you first start fasting, and then that slowly decreases, to really help you on that journey is to just basically start to go non-processed. Reduce your processed foods, because that salt and that sugar really enhances your cravings and you're going to be more hungry. So to give yourself a head start, reduce the sugar and the salt and just try and find whole foods that you like to eat. So cook everything from scratch, eat natural foods, and find natural foods that you like some foods that I really like to have as a treat are plantain chips. I like them. They do a non-salted version. I like to eat, for sweetness, I like to make myself a hot chocolate made with just cocoa powder and spelt milk or rice milk. Also, I like to eat dates for sweetness. I like to eat nuts. Like my favourite snack is hot chocolate with cashews and dates. Love it. But find something that you like. That's what does it for me. So the next stage would be to reduce your meals. Basically skip breakfast. A lot of people say, oh, you need breakfast, it's like the main meal of the day. But me personally, I was never hungry at breakfast time. Only when I was a kid. I used to eat breakfast when I was a kid. I was hungry all the time, really. But as an adult, I'm never really hungry in the morning. So at least that's easy then, to just not have breakfast. Because the ideal time to start fasting is from the evening meal, not to eat after 7, fast all through the night, and then into mid-morning. So you're basically delaying having your first meal. And this comes more naturally to some people than others. Another thing you can do at this stage is to switch to keto diet as much as possible. So basically a keto diet would be foods that are naturally high in fat, so healthy fats. Examples would be coconut oil, olive oil. I have that raw in salad. You don't really want to cook the olive oil. Avocados, bananas, dark chocolate, nuts and seeds, and even tahini. Like I make my own hummus with tahini. So natural fats. And at this stage you want to reduce your carbs as much as you can, because this then helps your body to go from living on carbs for energy to switching to ketones, which is fats for energy. So you go into ketosis, and your body will then switch to burn fat for energy. And this will really help you with if your main goal with fasting is to lose weight. So you'll also feel fuller for longer. You'll feel more satisfied when you're living on fats rather than having carbs. So yeah, you can eat less but more dense foods, and yeah, they're yummy as well. So that's the second stage. The next stage would be to cut your meals down to time restricted eating. So ideally you will want to go and aim for a 16-hour fast. So yeah, not eating after 7 p.m. and going 16 hours, and then having an 8-hour window for eating your 2 meals. So you can spread them out over the 8 hours if you want. Try not to be tempted to switch to sugar-free drinks because as a little shortcut, I can have my Coke Zero, or I can have my sugar-free whatever, aspartame sweeteners. Because if you have something sweet, it will kick off your hunger, and it will be harder to deal with hunger and controlling those hunger waves. So you want to switch to fats, and you want to cut out even the sweeteners, because they'll make you hungry, and then it'll be harder to do the fast. Also, if you're having, really ideally, anything other than water breaks your fast, but I have a coffee with a bit of cream in it. You can have a bit of coconut cream, or if you're not vegan, you can have regular cream, coffee cream, the fresh one, and you can have lots of herbal teas, fruit teas, and sometimes I take one of these boosters. These are by Juice Plus. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get some of these. If I'm hungry and I think like I can't put the hunger off anymore, these are basically just pure, they're glucomannan, they are, there's a bit of fructose in there, there's green tea extract, and there's minimally processed caffeine. So, and it just makes me feel full. It expands inside your gut. There's nothing really calorie dense in it apart from a bit of fructose, and that just helps me to ride through until I can wait until the evening then to have my meal. So there might be other products out there. I know Psyllium husk is very good to kind of fill out in your stomach to make you feel a bit satiated. Yeah, so you might want to try something like that. And then the next stage would be to reduce your eating window to 4 hours. So instead of having an 8-hour eating window, you reduce it to 4 hours, where you're basically having one meal. And try not to be tempted to have a massive meal and eat fast. Try to eat slowly. You're going to really enjoy this meal, and you enjoy your food. And yeah, try not to stuff it down. And then if you're still hungry after, you've let that calm down after an hour or so, then maybe have another healthy snack so that you feel full. But if you're doing keto, if you're doing natural fats, you're going to feel full. So yeah, I made the mistake when I first started doing it. I started to eat a lot, and I think, oh, why am I not losing any weight? And it's because I was cramming 3 meals into one sitting. and it's not going to work. You're not going to sleep very well either, I can tell you that. But yeah, so then, and then from this stage, you might want to do a 5-day fast, or 2-day fast, or 3-day fast, or even longer, and do it that way. Yes, but the other tip I would say, a few tips for you, I would say be patient with yourself. To go down to 1 meal a day took me a while. It took me quite a long time. It took me months actually. From being very resistant initially to go down to have 1 meal a day. It took a long time, but now it's part of my routine. I carry my nuts and my dates around with me. If I get hungry, I have them. I make sure that I stay hydrated, have enough herbal teas, have enough water, or sometimes I have a bit of juice if I feel like I can't leave it till later. If you feel like you can't put off the hunger and you feel, oh, you're getting a headache, you're feeling like brain fog, have a salad, have some fruit and nuts, dried fruit and nuts, or a piece of fruit. If you're not the sort of person that deals with headaches very well, then don't push yourself. You can do it gradually. And this is the way I did it, because I don't like getting headaches. I don't like getting brain fog. I don't like pushing my body to do something doesn't feel natural. Some people love to go cold turkey. They like to kind of feel it, but I'm not like that. So listen to your body, listen to how you feel. And Dr. Berg, he gives lots of really good suggestions for dealing with the brain fog, dealing with the headaches. So there'll also be a link to his video in the description below for dealing with side effects. And yeah, and another tip would be, when you feel the hunger, imagine it is like waves. You're coming up on the wave. I wish I could surf actually, because it'd be a bit like that. You come up to the crest of the wave and think, oh, I'm really hungry, I'm really hungry, I'm really hungry. And it hits a peak, and then it starts to go down as you ride the wave. So distract yourself, have a cup of tea, have a nice drink that you like, comfort yourself with that, and also comfort yourself with the idea that you're doing something good for your body, that your body's really going to benefit from going without for a little while. And then you start to recognize the waves. You start to learn, it's just a hunger wave, it'll go away. I'll just, do some deep breathing, do some mindfulness, do whatever helps you. Find something that helps you through those waves. And just know that they will pass, and you're doing yourself a big favor. And when you come to enjoy your food, you have a new appreciation for your food. You're going to really enjoy your meal. Try to eat it slowly. And yeah, that's how I do it. Most days now I fast. It's how I kind of live my life, on 1 meal a day. I do have cheat days for sure. I try not to drink alcohol when I'm fasting, as it tends to give me a headache. Keep that to a minimum. I have on my cheat day, I'll have an alcoholic drink, and I'll have some nice carbs. I enjoy that. But then I will go back to it, and it's part of my routine for how I live. I'll start in the morning. I'll have half a lemon squeezed in lukewarm water, and I might have a few, if you want to have your supplements with it, have them with it if you feel like you need them. But your body actually does contain a lot of nutrients, so you will be okay. But do it in the way that suits you. One other benefit I didn't mention earlier on is that it increases my energy. You wouldn't believe it, but when I fast, I have more energy than when I eat. And when I used to eat 3 meals a day, after lunch, I would always have a slump. I would just want to, it'd be nice to just go into bed now and just have a nap, and I'd feel heavy and tired and, brain foggy. But the longer I fast, the more energy I actually have. So I used to, daily, I used to take these, my Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules. I also used to take my, they have the berry version for sleep. I don't need them anymore, because I sleep that well, and my energy, like these are just purely fruit and vegetables. I'll put a link if you need energy, you can maybe want to have them. But when I'm fasting, I don't need them. So I save them, I have them for when I'm not fasting and I have lunch and then I feel tired. Then I'll have my fruit and veg. But honestly, your energy will increase, and that just shows that your body is burning those old cells, bacteria cells, viruses, saggy skin cells for energy. We have energy in us, and we don't need to eat all the time. So give it a go. You never know, you might just learn to love it like I have. So that's all I have for you today. I look forward to seeing you next time, and share it with, if you like this video, like the video, share it with someone who maybe would like to listen. So yeah, have a lovely day, evening, wherever you are, and take care.